All right. Hey guys. So, just kind of got back from a break. Last session we talked about, well, I kind of broke down what I wanted to do in Houdini and then started to do it, but couldn't get the constraints to work. So rather than fiddling with that and, kind of putting in the time needed to more accurately research what needed to be done to get that working the way that I wanted it to, I just sort of fell back to Blender because I thought, hey, you know what? This is good enough for what I'm doing a lot of these trails for. I'll just have to sort of match the wind force of when I start doing particle stuff in Houdini with the kind of wind force that is in here. So for previz, I'll just sort of bake it out just to get the general motion. And so I updated it. Last time everything was like super jiggly, and hopefully this time it will be less so. So let's go ahead and play it and take a look. Also sort of have a lot more to work with here. I think I might go and update this again. It's still just sort of moving all over the place. But I think it's good enough for now. So what I also want to do, I thought I cleared the keyframes for this. I think I did. It just looks weird because it's moving in weird ways. So let's select the armature and let's go into pose mode and come back. Turn X-ray back on. Yeah, okay. So none of those, excuse me, none of those have keyframes on them as they, should not. So I'm actually going to start here and set it up just because that's going to be a little bit easier. But it's going to work largely the same. Oh, you know what? Heck. Whatever layer this is on, I did just sort of realize I'm going to have to move these out so I can set pin vertice groups. So we'll just do a layer for all the clothes and stuff. Select something. Should be a way. I think it's Control I to isolate selected. No, I don't know what I just did. View. No, that's not what I want. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Here I kind of already know all this stuff at the top is. So we're going to hit A, and this is just going to be apron pin group, assign it, deselect, select, deselect. Okay, cool. Just going to hide. This is going to be the annoying one to deal with, so I'm going to deal with that last. I'm actually just going to box select everything else. Should be something like that, I think. Let's see again just to grab those. Oh, okay, that's not what that's not really visible, I think. Looks like I have the majority of everything that's worth pinning, so we're just gonna let, what's inside stay inside and just break. Okay. So, oops. Add. Is that what that is? I'm assuming. I honestly don't know. Let's call it Joe pin group. Assign. So deselect, select, deselect. Coolio. We're going to tab, we're going to hide it. This is going to be the kind of annoying one to deal with. Because there's no easy way to select edge loops here. if we just look at it from the front, hit Z, and let's box select all of these points. Yeah. Skirt, pin. This one is going to have self-intersection on it. I hope that doesn't break it, but there's not really a way around that with, you know, the way that this is set up. So we're going to come in here and, oops, just going to go and select everything. Oh. All right, so we've got those. Select the tops. I really also need to select the bottoms, but box select tool has my back. Much faster doing it this time around. It's what appears, though there are some vertices that I could not see. Motherfucker, seriously? Yikes. Box, 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 box. All right. Oof. So, assign, deselect. So, oh, well, that doesn't matter. So there we go. Assign, deselect. Yikes. C5. All right. You know, I probably should turn on the little, like, there's like screencast keys somewhere in here. I've never set that up. Alt H. And what all is important? Okay, what the hell is this? This might be the... What the... What is this? I'm discovering things that I've never discovered before. Okay, so that. So really won't need the collision geometry, like, after all. The hell did I just do? Okay, I have no idea what I did, but whatever I did, it's fixed now. Alright, cool. So let's start with this, because this one will also be pretty easy. Its settings are going to be Well, they're going to be identical to this. So go with the leather preset. 125, 200. So 125, 200. I might even bump this up to like 175. Bump that up to 75, maybe an air dampening of 3. Dynamic mesh. Just pin it by those. Just do 30 frames here real quick. So we'll go 60 to 90. Oops, don't save as, please. Alright, I don't know what that was about, but whatever. I don't need self-collision there, but I would like a little bit. Well, no, I think that one's fine. So let's go ahead and bake that out. Oh, looks like my camera's being a bit of a dink. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. My camera loves to mess up. Although, as I always say, it's not like it's particularly necessary, you know. Okay, so we've got that baked. We're at frame 60. Okay. So it's absolutely not stiff enough. It's pinning very well. It's colliding correctly too, it looks like. Yeah, this is not a flattering angle. So we're going to free the bake and maybe give it a little bit more mass, 2.5. Maybe like 350 structural. Goal coefficient higher is less smaller, but more. Maybe I'll turn down the bending factor. Maybe I'll turn it down to 50. Maybe that's what I should have done the first time. Cool. Pardon me. Oh, man. All right. Looks like we are about good to go. 93%. Again, as usual. Okay, cool. So let's alt. Might have made it worse. It's folding in on itself too much. It needs more structural integrity. Okay. So let's free the bake. Let's increase this up a lot. Like 600. 6. Ooh. Right. Probably bump this back up and just try baking it again. A lot of this is just going to be tweaking, playing with settings, seeing what works. There's definitely not going to really be a rhyme or rhythm to this. No, I'm still not a big fan of this. I might need to turn self-collision on. It's certainly not stiff enough, so let's free the bake. Let's turn on self-collision and bump that up a lot. Ivy's noticed. That's gonna see that how that is. The pin group doesn't need to be considered for self-collision. Let's just double it, honestly. Kind of changing way too much at once here, but I might also, well, I don't think I need to increase quality of that, just the quality of the self-collision. And let's bake this one more time, and let's see what we get. Yeah, it's definitely taken a noticeably longer time, and I'm not surprised. The, I mean, you know, it has to consider self-collision and all that jazz now, which I think might sort of give me what I want. I think that if there were a way to build constraints on like these in vertices can't collapse, that would be nice. To sort of like inserting virtual like springs, if you will, or supports to keep certain shapes. Whew. Boy, I am incredibly tired. Yikes. I might have to set that distance component to 0. That is so wrong. It's like collapsing and just folding in on itself. No. Wrong way. Yeah. Let's free that bake. Set this to 0.5. Let's not deal with the repel at all. And let's save this and try again. Woo! Goodness me, I'm really tired. This is probably the exciting part of the stream where we sit and watch paint dry. After I bake this and show it off, I'm actually going to just kind of stop streaming because at this point, like I said, it's just tweaking values, and that's not really something that I want to just like sit here and stare at and not be on my phone for. With fair, I think that's pretty fair. That and looking forward with regards to this specific work stream, I think I'd rather just be able to kind of finish things up and give an update, because at this point I feel that anybody who would like to come back and watch this, or anyone who's watching this now, probably gets the gist of how I'm set. Okay, that's better, but that's still not good enough. There's all this sorts of tearing. So I almost wonder if I go into edit mode, is this I mean, yeah, the geometry's connected for sure. I don't know what it is. The self collision's just breaking it. Bummer. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to turn it off. Alright, well guys, that is the end of this stream. Thank you for tuning in. If you did tune in, I'm just not a big fan of trying to stream for more than a couple hours at a time, even when I'm in a working mood. It's just a little difficult for me. With that, I hope you all were able to learn something and at least did enjoy the stream. So thank you guys, and good night.